I am finally being able to record this video, and the reason of that it's deeply connected with the topic of this video. It's not that I'm full of anger at this moment, but at some point you need to feel a little bit of this to be able to speak about something, to be able to do something. It's just a little push that you get from your own emotions, as somehow. And of course we are led by our emotions sometimes, but the main point is that what you do when these emotions come up to you, show up to you in a very intense form, and sometimes you think that you don't know how to deal with them. If you look deep inside them and you pay attention on them, you will see that you can take a huge advantage from it to do something great for yourself. But you're just gonna do that if you stop, breathe, and finally be able to open your mind for this, put some consciousness in the game, and truly figure it out that you are not your emotions. Your emotions are just part of you, just like your thoughts. Sometimes you don't know where this anger comes from. And most of the times when you don't know it, it comes from something that you are not doing to fulfill your spirit, your soul. Sometimes it really comes from opportunities that we've been missing. Opportunities that could lead us to a very good path, but we simply don't do it. Sometimes we don't even know how to explain the reasons why we are not doing these stuffs. It can be anything. It can be just like me and I recorded this video. It can be you delaying your time to read, or to write, or to go learn that language that you always wanted to, or to do anything that you truly knows that deep inside you should. And you should just show up and go for it. That's exactly where the anger comes. And it's awesome because your body knows exactly what you need. And sometimes it doesn't understand why you're not doing it. But it wants you to do. Of course it wants. It knows how it's going to be for you. How necessary it is. Something that you actually sometimes know too, but for some reason you just put your mind like in a very tight cage, and that you don't know how to put yourself out of there sometimes. And when this anger comes, try to feel it, but be smart, be clever. Take it and observe it. Look at it instead of trying to fight against it. Observe the emotions that are being showed up to you. You're not there exactly. They are just showing up to you. Hi, I'm here. I'm trying to show you this, and that. I can show you that finally in the way that you need to see. And some of these emotions, such as anger, is just like that kind of visitors that knock your door and they don't want to leave. If you tell them to go away, they will come back soon. They will come back pretty soon. You cannot be avoiding them for the rest of your life. Sometimes, somehow, you will necessarily need to let them in. So just as everything that you feel, you need to make peace with it. You need to make peace with it because there is no other way. You need to make peace with the good side of yourself and the bad part of yourself either. Because what is good is granted, perfect. But what you consider that it's not, it's exactly there to show you what you need to do to mutate this to a good thing. It's not coming there exactly just to piss you off. You are basically putting yourself in this situation because you just can't accept, because you can't see it, or you don't want to. So when I say that you need to be mad or angry to do something, it's exactly because I'm telling you that you need to open your eyes when these emotions come up to you to observe exactly what I am missing. What do I need to do? Should I be more disciplined to myself? Should I pay attention more in the needs that my body are telling to me? Your body doesn't want you to just be a worm and go wandering around. It wants you to dig deep inside yourself and go find something to do. Something that really makes you feel good, gives you some pleasure, some genuine pleasure for your spirit. But there comes the laziness. There's such a laziness that infiltrates in our body, and we don't know where that came from. We don't know how to take it out of us. But we want. We want because we know that is not the great way to deal with our lives actually. And we start feeling angry because of our laziness. And then it just make a huge mess in our mind. And just like to solve anything in life, any problem in life, you need the first step, which is acceptance. You keep fighting back, fighting all the time they showing up to you, you just avoid them, you just let them to another time, I don't know, another opportunity. I will feel this again other day, I will feel this again in another time, and I will know how to deal with it. No, you will not. You will not know how to deal with it, because there is no such a thing about later, about after. There is what you can do right now. And this is not like just a basic cheap advice that, oh my god, just the now exists, but which actually is true. So why you think about what you're gonna do in the future to deal with these situations and all this emotion that is trying to drag you down? They are already below you. You want to be with them? Or you understand that perhaps you are good in the way that you are, even though you don't know how to deal with your own emotions, with your own self. There is a lot of unlogical thoughts that can lead you to get the anger. Not necessarily your anger gonna come from something that is just trying to show you what you're not doing. Sometimes you're gonna come in a totally random ways with the bad thoughts. It can come from your most sensitive version as well, when you allowed people to get in your directed mind by them telling things that you actually don't believe, things even about yourself, but you just got like, you put yourself in the sensible position that you let them lead your emotions, and it drags you to anger. But just like in everything in life, you can also take advantage from it, just like I say in the beginning. So don't expect the bad emotions coming from things just to make you see things in a straight way, because that's sometimes not gonna happen. That's why I say you need to stop, you need to breathe, and you need to think. You need to think with your very aware mind. What's going on? What's going on with me? Where does anger come from? Why I'm feeling like that? Should I actually be feeling like that? Okay, if I feel, I guess it's supposed to be like that. But what I'm gonna do with this? That's the kind of questions that you should be doing. And not questions about the other side. The side where this point A of your anger came and showed up to you. Why did they do that to me? What passed in their minds when they're doing that? It's not up to you to know. Not at all. It's literally not your problem. It's not you there. And you have to take care about yourself. You have to mind your own business. Mind your own emotions. You will never get these such answers about the others. And if you get, okay, what I'm gonna do with it? And to be thinking about it, to be wondering about that kind of reasons, you are just looking for reasons to suffer. I will have to use the other phone to record because there is such a huge noise outside. You will have to pass through some pains in your life. That's more than normal. That's just life. It happens and it has to happen. But the suffering is your mind state after the pain. How are you gonna deal with that? What are you gonna be thinking about after your pain? There is a very good example that one of great minds in Brazil, I forgot her name, we should have been talking about this. But she used a very good example that if someone comes and pinches your arm, I don't know, pretty hard, you're gonna be just wondering, oh, why did this person do that to me? What was passing in their minds when they were doing that to me? I really deserve that. What was the things that lead that person do that with me? What's wrong with me? Does this kind of questions really make sense to you? You felt the pain, and you're gonna feel the pain at the moment that's happening. And after too, you're gonna still feel that. But you're gonna be suffering, you're gonna be wondering, questioning about them. You're gonna just keep adding and adding and adding more suffering to yourself, unnecessary suffering and more unnecessary pain. So, pain, it exists. But suffering, it's nothing but an option that you choose to yourself as the consequence of your pain. And to understand that, you have to put yourself totally out of the victim environment, of the victim spectrum. Because if you will ever be thinking that you are so adorable in this world, that you are so special, that no one can hurt you, and you will never be hurt in this world, well, no. There is no such a thing about special ones here. We are all here to learn and to pass through our pains. And we gotta learn with that. And they are awesome, to be honest, when you learn. And the pain, sometimes, most of the times, they bring a lot of anger for ourselves. So it's a kind of cycle that you have to find a way to get out of it. And the best way to get out of it is to stop. To stop. You can stop. If you keep walking around some area and think this is not leading me to where I actually want to go. You stop. You check the maps. You find a way out. You can do it. It's the same with the cycles in our life, the toxic cycles in our minds. You can stop. You can think. You can put some consciousness in it and think, what I'm doing. There is a way to get out of here. But I will never see if I keep following the same path all the time. So take this anger, which is the nothing but a consequence of accumulating these pains and not knowing how to cope them, and do something great. Do something great for yourself. Take it as a stimulation. Anyway, let's stop and play a song. I love when we do it. The Dolphins by Fred Nile. It's one of my favorites. Fred Nile is just great. These old world may never change the way it's been, and all the ways of war can change it back again. I've been searching for the dolphins in the sea, and sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? I'm not the only to tell this world how to get along. I only know the bits will come when no hate is gone. I've been searching for the dolphins in the sea, and sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? You know, sometimes I think about Saturday's Child and all of our time And sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? This old world may never change. This world may never change. This world may never change. And the very worst part is that people have been waiting for the world to change so they can finally do something in their lives. Look, 2000 years ago, great philosophers were talking about things that people still cannot understand in nowadays. That still people nowadays still having the same behavior and even worse. So it may really never change. And if it does, we will no longer be here to see. So take your anger or any other emotions that you have and do something great over it. That's what you need to do. That's the change that you need to do. Gotta do it for yourself, just for yourself. And then the effect that it's gonna have in the people that surround us is a mere consequence. It's a good consequence if you actually could put the work on and do great things over it. It's really cold here. Well, certainly. But anyway, go do something great out of your bad emotions. No one really cares what you're feeling. And it can sound pretty hard to hear, but it's just the truth. You also should not care that much about your bad emotions. Once you learn exactly how to deal with them, they don't have like that much importance anymore, because they will no longer affect you in such a terrible way anymore. We are still humans. Of course, we're gonna still feel in these emotions. And it's not about leading our lives to not feel these emotions anymore. Especially in the world that we live nowadays, it's pretty hard to pass the whole day, the whole week without feeling anything that make us, you know what I'm talking about. So don't blame yourself for this, but know how to cope, know how to deal with this, and do something great over it. It's pushing you for something good. You just gotta go and see it. Go for it, really. That's it. That's the topic for today. Don't smoke, and bye.